NFL Week 11 power rankings. So number 10, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars down two spots. They got blown out by the 49ers, and I told you the Jaguars weren't that good. Jaguars, all facets of the games just collapsed versus the Niners. So for this season, I think the Jaguars defense has been kind of hot and cold. They've had their moments, but they've kind of just been good. The Jacksonville Jaguars, I think, is heavily overrated. Their offense is heavily overrated. Trevor Lawrence is not having that good of a season, and their offense to me is still overly reliant on Travis Etienne. So I still think the Jaguars are a good team and will win that division, but I don't see them as a Super Bowl or a real threat in the playoffs. So I do have them at number 10. I just haven't seen enough production out of the Jaguars this season. So I have them dropping two spots to the number 10 spot. Number 9, I have the Cleveland Browns staying where they are. I know they beat the Ravens. The Browns defense really surprised me. They're one of the best defenses. They got a pick six to make the comeback possible. Their offense definitely better with Deshaun Watson, but I still don't trust the Browns that much. Yeah, talent wise they should be higher. I don't really trust them just yet. Kevin Stefanski still scares me. Deshaun Watson still scares me. That first half was really bad. And Jerome Ford is okay. I know the Browns defense is great, but I don't trust their offense just yet, so I'm keeping them at number 9. I know that may be underrating them a little bit, but it's just like I said, I don't really trust their offense just yet. I know they did well versus a great Ravens defense, but Deshaun Watson that first half, I can't put behind, even though he was perfect the second half. Number 8, I have the Cincinnati Bengals down three spot. Might have overrated them last week. They lost to the Texans. Their defense, good, but definitely not top five defense. They had to pick off Stroud, but they let Stroud carve up their defense. Definitely a good, but not like a top five defense. And their offense continues to be good, although Burrow did throw a couple of interceptions. I still trust their offense. Right now, they're just still finding their footing a little bit, so I have them at number 8. Number 7, I have the Miami Dolphins staying where they are. They're on bye, but they are getting healthier with Craycraft and A-Chain coming back, so I expect them to go up. And then number 6, I have the San Francisco 49ers up 4 spots. Their defense right back where they were when they started off 5-0. They dominated against a good offense in the Jaguars. Chase Young, immediate impact. Nick Bosa looked good. Fred Warner looked great. The whole defense looked great. Their offense, Brock Purdy rebound game, and that bye week I think did wonders for them. Definitely, hopefully it's just not a one-game fluke, but their team definitely has the talent to make the Super Bowl as long as Brock Purdy doesn't make a ton of mistakes. So I do think that even though it was just one game, the Niners have the talent to be at number 6. And number 5, I have the Detroit Lions up a spot. Uh, they beat the Chargers. It was again a shootout similar to last. Like Lions. Yes, yes. This week's line was a lot like last year's Lions. Offense did great. Goff did great. Their running game was really surprising. I think their running game has been heavily underrated this year. Montgomery and Gibbs did great, but their defense last couple of weeks haven't been as great. They let Justin Herbert carve up. I still think their defense is much improved, but like the Bengals, good defense, but not top 5 or top 10 defense. But their offense definitely is, so I do have the Lions at number 5 up a spot. Number 4, I have the Dallas Cowboys staying where they are. They throttled the Giants, but the Giants aren't any good, so I don't think this game showed too much of the Cowboys. Cowboys defense continues to be very, very good, and their offense these last 4 weeks have just been alive. Dak Prescott has been doing great. Running game still needs work, but their offense, Prescott's been great. Defense has been great. Definitely a number 14 on my book. They have the talent. Mike McCarthy's not a horrible coach, and the on-field product is good. Number 3, I have these Baltimore Ravens down 2 spots. They lost to the Browns. Definitely not the worst loss, but it's a game they really should have had. They choked the last like 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Lamar Jackson, like I said, hasn't been playing great these last couple of games. He's been efficient last couple of weeks, but against the Browns threw a crucial pick six, and Lamar Jackson just has to revert back to the form he was earlier in last month. I still trust the offense. Still, running game was still good. I still trust Lamar to bounce back, but their defense, hopefully, is just a one game thing because they weren't that good. They were bad against Deshaun Watson the second half, but they still have the talent, so I still have them number three. Okay, then at number two, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. They were on bye, but because of the Ravens losing, they do go up a spot. Still not sure about their offense, but their defense is great. But they were on bye this week. And then teams that dropped out, no team. I thought about putting the Texans on there, but I think their team is too young. Yeah, that's about the only other team I considered. And then the number one, I have the Philadelphia Eagles back in this spot. With the Ravens losing, the Eagles go back up to number one. Definitely one of the offense I think has been doing better. Their defense, other than their secondary, is still kind of a problem to me, but their defensive line makes up for it. And Eagles were on bye, so not much to talk about them. But I do think they have a very talented team. So there you have it, my NFL Week 11 power ranking.